Pokemon. You know, I want to say I've done a video on Pokemon, but I'm doing one again, I guess. Let's see, Pokemon. So the Pokemon series, I guess. I've watched Pokemon series since I was pretty young. I remember having the VHS tape. You know, I think you'll hear that about like a lot of. I'm a '90s kid, so you hear that about '90s kids, or you probably hear that about a lot of. But I'm gonna say '90s kids that they have VHS tapes of things. Like have a particular remembrance of that, because it was really like the age of remembrance. Like you remember putting the VHS tape and recording it and popping it out, and then the big switch to DVDs, and it's half VHS, half DVD, and then it was just DVD, and you know, and then no one knew how to record things with DVD, because you had a DVD record disc, or yeah, it was weird. Um, can you record things with DVD? How easy is it to record? Anyways, I wonder though, because I'm sorry if I yelled just now. But I wonder. Um, let's see, DVDs. Now, Pokemon. Um, so the hero Ash Ketchum and his journey, as I have been following for these years now, it's gone on since Kanto region, and then it went to Johto, Hoenn, Diamond and Pearl, and then Black and White, which I do not count, and I have not watched or played the game series. But other than that, I played all um, 6 generations of Pokemon except for Black and White, and I say 6 because I have not yet played Pokemon Pokemon Sun and Moon. I was actually kind of mad. I don't know when you'll end up seeing this video. Kind of mad that they came off Sun and Moon 2, because that almost says right there, then and there, hearing that they're not going to be doing any more like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They're not going to be doing anything else like that. That honestly, that's what that says to me. Like in Black and White 2 was like the prelude to that. Well, it might have been the prelude to that. And I didn't play Black or White, but I was kind of like, why are you coming out with Black and White 2? Why not just keep? Why not just make sense? Why not just? Because I hate it when companies or franchises or movies, well, even trailers, franchises, games, like they do things like this. They're like, oh, let's not be predictable. Let's throw a curveball at them, because we don't want them to think that they know our formula. Like sometimes we want to know we need your formula to feel like comfortable with what you're doing, like, and honestly sometimes we need that comfortability. Like I do love innovation, I do love different ideas, but you don't need to, you know instead of, you don't need to, like, give us what we thought would happen first, and then give us this extra stuff. Like, okay, when DC films came out, the movie was, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's what everybody expected. But if they had done something like come out the Batman movie, come out the Superman movie, come out with a Plastic Man movie or a Captain Boomerang, like, don't throw this stuff at us. Don't do it until you've done what you needed to do first. And it just kind of, got me in the wrong. Or when trailers try to, well, okay, I like, no. Well, trailers, okay, like the Thor trailer. Like, there's the Marvel's Thor. He's a superhero, and I think the first trailer. Okay, you can't. You're gonna. I may be wrong on this, but we'll see. Well, many Marvel movies and trailers have come along before the third Thor movie, and part of those trailer sequences was that he's living with this guy who lives in an office, who works in an office, and he's just rooming with him, and it's just this funny trailer. But it's not it's not telling you a lot about what's going to happen in the next movie or anything like that. It's just, okay, maybe I've gone off a little point. I've gone off point a little bit, but I do need them to sometimes give in to fans' expectations of what they think is going to happen, because we need that to happen, and we're completely fine if anything else happens. Like the Metroid series for Nintendo, Metroid fans expected for a long time another Metroid sequel game, anything, definitely because of how much the franchise weighs in at Nintendo. And entire Wii U generation, I mean, you could say the Nintendo 3DS. I have the game. I have the Federation Force for 3DS, but um, I have Federation Force for 3DS, but I have Federation Force for 3DS, but I still can agree with Metroid fans that something should have came out for the Wii U. You can say, oh well, if they're gonna do anything big. I mean, if they're gonna do anything at all for like a franchise like that, should go big or go home. Um, they should at least go small. In this case, they should at least go small. And if not, why didn't they go big? They had like 4 or 5 years to do it. And I understand how the Wii U was selling or what ideas were at the time. I like the Wii U. I'm just saying that. I know it's a get a lot. I really did. I really did. And I do. I want to go back to playing it too. There are some games on there, you can't play on Switch currently, but Switch has the features the Wii U did with gyroscope. I don't have a Switch yet. Don't have a Nintendo Switch yet as of the day of this video. Because Nintendo hates me. No, it's because they're sold out. So for some reason, and the only people you can get it from is scalpers. All right, trying to go back to what I was saying. Because now it feels like more of a video about why didn't they just, continue the trend and, come out Diamond and Pearl 2, or, I mean, not Diamond and Pearl 2, but Sparkling Diamond, Shiny Pearl. If they come out with that's me right there. I just predicted it. Um, you know, because I played Diamond and Pearl, played it once. I didn't dislike it or anything. It's just, I don't know. It didn't, it just didn't with me. I don't know. It was a Pokemon game. One of the things about each of the Pokemon series of games, minus Black and White, and actually Diamond and Pearl, though those followed subsequently, were that it didn't really have anything new except for the Pokemon. And honestly, like Hoenn had new Pokemon just like Diamond and Pearl and Black and White did, but it was like because the experience that we had with Johto, where there instead of in a whole entire new set, we had maybe 70 something more Pokemon. I don't know the exact number, um, but we had 70 more Pokemon, and we had different moves, different an evolution to battling, new type. It was just more of the franchise we wanted, and we were already happy with that, and they just did it so well. And then Soul Silver. That's probably the best Pokemon game I've ever played. Maybe minus, well, the best. Yeah, I will say the best. I'm not the greatest at critiquing things, but I think in this case I might be able to say that. Probably the best experience I had playing a Pokemon game was if I can combine the two, Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, because they are in the same universe. And it's kind of crazy that they're in the same universe, or actually not even the same. They're in the same place, like literal place, almost literal. I mean, because you go back to those same places, and you just find out everything was kind of undone slowly up until up until where the events are in the second one, which is Gale of Darkness, and it's like you gotta finally take out all the remaining bad guys, kind of thing. Which is fun. I need to play Gale of Darkness and Shadow Palace, Shadow. I don't know. I hope they come out with a game like that for the Nintendo Switch. They said they're working on something. So who knows what and that's the thing about Nintendo. They kind of are honest about it. They don't like companies do make up stuff. They're like, oh, we're coming out with this game. It's gonna be this year, next year. whatever. But Nintendo's really like too honest about it. They're like, yeah, so we're making the game, on this franchise. Yeah, that's it. But if you really read, not even read into it, it's almost there that we'll almost tell you like where we're at. We're at like 20%, 30%, but they'll tell you this like Breath of the Wild I think was 3 to 5 years development, and then release, and that's pretty long. It's in gaming years. Um, you know, it is long gaming years because you take like a year to you know produce a game, and in fact, the Breath of the Wild honestly should get kudos. It is still part of a franchise. It's not like every idea was a new, fresh idea that they couldn't come from scratch. Obviously, takes away from a lot of Zelda franchise, but should get kudos because should get kudos. I think kudos that it well I'm not sure what I was gonna say because what I was thinking about was how games like the new Star Wars Battlefront that will be coming up, Star Wars Battlefront 2 for EA. That game is definitely rooted in the first one, and they had development time, the same people, the same resources. They kept going after they made the first one and started making the second one, or maybe even before they started making the second one. I mean, before they finished the first one. And Breath of the Wild was a unique individual project with a lot of DLC that's now being released, and it's the whole new story, all new content. It's a huge, big, giant world. I mean, it didn't, come off of something, like that. So it's just, it's a full, I think Breath of the Wild. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to get used to this. If you don't like this kind of thing, me going off of the tangent, I'm sorry, but these are the videos. Breath of the Wild is a gem, simply because we had so many games, like 200 games a year, and we want everything from a game that we've ever wanted, and even if it's not something that we prefer, that this is the type of game we play. Breath of the Wild RPG games are the type of game I'd play, but Zelda games are not. And I played Hyrule Warriors, loved that. Loved it. I loved it. It's just that it gets a little bit repetitive. I don't know. But I recommend that game. But yeah, though it's not part of the Zelda timeline and all that, I understand. I understand your concerns. But Breath of the Wild gave you a unique, crisp world with new ideas and a unique experience, unlike games like it. And I want to call it a really unique, original, innovative. I want to just stress its importance on how individual it is to other games. But you'll say, oh, well, I don't know, like Minecraft, you could, take stuff, you could rebuild it into something else, things like that. You'll reference other games, but you want to look at this game. I mean, when you look at this game, you'll feel at it as a separate game, and you won't say, oh, it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, thrown in. It's just that, it's what games should be. They don't. That's, every game, if in a way, and we started talking about Pokemon, and every game in a way should be, every game in a way should be unique to itself. No, not just unique to itself. It should be like, this is this company's game. This is Nintendo's game. This is, well, I hate to say the word, the taboo word, EA's game. I mean, games that make a company stand out, and not just a game that they happen to release. Because of the market, because of consumers, and because of how things are, they do have to release games, and they try to get those ideas into each game they put out, although it can't always be possible. But Breath of the Wild does that. It gives an experience that's shows that this company is completely reflected in this game, and that's what Breath of the Wild is, and I'm glad for it. Um, The Witcher, is another game. I've not played it, but understanding that it comes from a company that wasn't known for much else, known publicly, known. Well, most people wouldn't know that it's known for much else, and a game that puts the company behind it on the surface. I wish every game from every company was like that. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Um, it just demonstrates this company's greatness potential. Cause some games are throwaway games like Mario Party. That is a throwaway. It's not a throwaway series, but once Nintendo came out with the second one and the third one and the fourth one and the fifth one, like, there's an expectation for a timeline. There's an expectation to have certain things in it that represent the Mario Party franchise, but it's not trying to be a game that's absolutely standing out. It wants to be Mario Party, and it's gonna end up gaining people as it tries to reach out to back out to the people who support it in the first place, and then it's gonna gain people. I don't know if I said that, but then it's gonna lose people if it tries to reach out to people who have never played the franchise, and I think that's a mistake the Mario Party franchise has made, or a series, or you know what I mean, or that Nintendo maybe has made, because it, like Mario Party, there was Mario Party Star something for the 3DS, really, really too much, actually in the Mario Party 8 too, as well, really, really cooperative play. I mean, I want to be able to roll the dice and like steal all of another person's coins, send them back to first, like straight up humiliate them. Like Mario Party is about. I mean, it lost the board game aspect and became more of a I don't know, Marbles and Jacks kind of game where it's still competitive, but it's so basic on every level that I don't know. It's just, and they took out so much of the competitiveness, and everyone's having fun and everyone gets a sticker just for showing up, and it's like, no, I don't know. Let's see. Well, if I can say any more about the Pokemon franchise, because I haven't, it's that I touch on the mobile game, I guess, real quick. So Pokemon Go, I really like the idea of catching Pokemon in the real life. I like playing Pokemon Go again, um, and that's it. Can't remember my username though. That's crazy. It's the reason I'm not playing. Beyond all else, so I have to do some emails and blah blah. Um, But yeah, everyone I think put so much time into that game that when we all burned out, it was like, ugh. So I'm sorry I didn't talk about too much this time. I'll try to talk about a little more next time. Maybe I'll make a second video today. Depends on my battery's doing. I can't check it right now. But yeah, check out Pokemon. Well, I'm not being paid for them. I'm just saying. Check out Pokemon X, Y, and XYZ. It's on Netflix, I believe. Really great. It really is the essence of Ash and the accumulation of his adventures thus far. So So check it out. Yep. Bye. Or see you.